Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the second video for the Cooper's Mexican Cerveza. So today it's about 9-10 days since I put the beer on to brew, so it's now finished its fermentation process. So this is the beer in its bucket. So today I'm going to bottle the beer, so I'm actually going to do the second fermentation within the bottles. So here's the bottles. So if you remember from a recent video I did showing you how I took the labels off the bottles, so these bottles now need to be fully sterilised. Last time I did a brew, unfortunately something went wrong, and it's either the bottles weren't sterilised correctly or the fermenting vessel, but the beer didn't taste quite right. I got a suspicion it's because when I washed all the stuff with the sterilisation stuff, I didn't rinse off the sterilisation stuff, so it left a taste in the beer. So to do the bottling, I've got the bottle caps and the bottler. So I'll show you how this works later. So this puts the caps on the bottles. I've got some, this is actually dextrose, which I'm going to use to prime instead of normal sugar. The only reason being is because I've got this little bit left. I had been using the dextrose to actually use in the beer, but I didn't have enough, so I've got this little bit left, so I'm going to actually use it to prime this particular batch of beer. Then I've got my sterilisation cleaner and all the equipment I'm going to be using. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill up the sink with hot water with some sterile cleaner, and then I'm going to clean all the equipment and rinse it all off, and then I'm going to start cleaning the bottles. So today I'm going to do a double clean on the bottles, so I'm not only going to sterilise them and rinse them out, I'm also going to put them in a dishwasher on a very, very high temperature, so just to make sure everything's fully sterilised. And then once all that's done, I'm going to start the bottling process. So first job is to fill this with hot water, so just going to fill it up with the hot tap water, and I'm going to put like 5 of these in. So just going to chuck in all the bits I'm going to use. So literally just going to leave all that in there to soak for a few minutes. Okay, now it's all soaked through, I'm just going to rinse it down. Right, so that's all the equipment sterilised. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a reading of the beer to see what alcohol percentage it is. So I'll show you how to do that. To do the readings, I'm going to use this thief, and this hydrometer. So the first thing you need to do is carefully take the lid off. You don't want to disturb the beer too much. Certainly smell the alcohol in there now. So the lid's come off. You can see the colour of that. It looks like beer. Smells like beer. So what you can do is just take a reading. So now you've got this. You need to take a reading with a hydrometer, so I'm going to do that over here. So to take the hydrometer reading, you literally just take the hydrometer, stick it in. I like to give it a swirl and then wait for it to stop. And then when it's stopped, you take your reading. That's 1.006. So that's got my second reading. Okay guys, so I've taken my final gravity reading of the beer, which was 1.006. So my original gravity when I first did it in part 1 was 1.036. So after all the calculations worked out, it works out about 3.94% alcohol. So about, I'd say 3.94%, which is okay for what we're brewing. I mean, I was hoping it would be a little bit stronger, but it's fine. Okay, so now we've done the readings and worked out that the alcohol 3.94%. Then the next thing to do is to clean all the bottles and get that ready. And once that's all ready, then we can start bottling up. So now I'm going to clean all the bottles. I've got 44 bottles, which should be more than enough. So what I'm going to do is give them a dunk into this sanitised water. Then I'm going to give them a scrub out with the brush. Then stick them to one side, and then I'm going to stick them all in the dishwasher for one final heat treatment. Right, so all this is the same as what I washed other stuff in, so it's just warm water with sanitizer in. So I've just done 4 bottles, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick all these bottles in the dishwasher as I'm going along, and then I'll put them on a super hot dishwasher cycle, which will not only rinse off any excess steriliser, it'll also, the heat will actually sterilise them as well, so they'll have a second sterilisation. Okay guys, as you can see, the bottles are all in the dishwasher, so it's just a matter of sticking them on at super hot temperature, and then once that's finished we can bottle up the beer. Okay everybody, so the dishwasher has now finished, so the bottles have now been double sterilised, so I'm just going to wait for them to cool down a bit because they're still pretty hot. So how I normally do this is I put my bucket, my fermenting bucket, onto this sort of stool so I can bottle up standing up, and then I work my way around, and then I put the beer in the bottles here, then I put the bottles over here, and every so often then I will prime some of the bottles, put the lids on and stick them in the crate, just to try and keep it tidy. Yeah, and then that's it. And then once they're in the bottles, then we just leave them there for enough time for the second fermentation to complete. Right, so now I've got my bottles, I've got my little bottler on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill up some of these bottles, I'm going to take them around to this side of the table, which is where I'll prime them with the sugar, and then they'll end up in the crate after I put the caps on. Okay, so now I'm going to put half a teaspoon of sugar or glucose or dextrose in these. So okay, now we've got the glucose in, we're going to put the caps on. Get it at the right height. So you literally just put the cap on and hand it down. So there we go, they're them bottled up. Right, so that's the beer in the bottles. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop them in the crate, and then we're going to leave them for, it normally takes around 2 weeks for the second fermentation, but then you've got to leave it a bit longer to condition. So I would probably not open these bottles of beer for about a month. really you should leave them for 2 months, maybe 3 months if you want really good tasting beer. Quite frankly, they don't normally last that long. Hey everyone, so I've now bottled up all my Mexican Cerveza, Cooper's Mexican Cerveza, so I ended up with a total of 44 bottles. Now it did appear to be a bit livelier than normal when I put the sugar in, so I'm actually going to store this outside or out in an outhouse out the back, because I just worried that I might have just bottled up 44 bottle bombs, so I don't really want them going off in the house. Okay then, so that's me done with the Mexican Cerveza. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it outside in the outhouse so it can do its second fermentation, so that should take a couple of weeks. Then I'm going to leave it a couple more weeks for a bit of conditioning, and then I will give it a go. So what I'll do when I do that, I'll make a video of that, so that'll be part 3. So you'll see me trying it for the first time. I'm not quite convinced it's going to be that nice, but we'll have to wait and see. If you did enjoy the video, please do subscribe to my channel, and also if you have any questions or any comments, anything you think I've done wrong, please do let me know in the comment section below.